welcome to another game in which I'm going to be playing Kha'Zix top versus an Elise. We have Shen in the jungle versus an Olaf, we have Orianna in mid lane versus a Cho'Gath, and we have Ezreal Taric versus a Graves Zyra in the bot lane. Right, so this is a 5v5 pre-made ranked game, playing with my team. I play with these guys pretty regularly, so we've been practicing a bit recently, trying to get our getting our entire thing going and trying to play regularly. So I'm currently playing top lane for this team. This could change. We haven't fully decided on the roles as of yet. But anyway, I'm going to sit here, I'm going to help Shen start. I'm going to give him Smiteless on this blue buff to get him well on his way. And then I'm going to come up to top lane. Now, I started with boots, 3 pots, because I wasn't sure what to expect up here. And I wanted to be able to make a quick escape in case Olaf decided to camp me. Now, normally I would go probably Flask, but I wasn't certain. It's been a while. This is only my second game against an Elise top, so damage-wise I'm not entirely certain. But I very quickly found out within this game just the amount of poke that she has. I spend a lot of gold on pots this game due to it, and I think next time I see an Elise, I'm just going to build a Flask at the start so that I can hopefully survive the early without losing too much farm. So, playing it pretty safe. I'm going to start. I started W, then went Q, then went E. I'm going to max W first, evolve it first, and then I'm going to evolve E while maxing Q second, and then I'll evolve Q last. The reason I max Q is because I try to 1v1 other players more often than not. Generally, Kha'Zix players will evolve the ulti for the extra passive proc and for the extra second stealth, which is quite crucial, I feel, on Kha'Zix, because his damage primarily comes not from the passive, but it certainly has a big impact due to the fact that it's magic damage, which it sort of evens out the fact that the rest of his skills all scale AD and all do AD damage. So, playing it safe, I've used up all my pots already. Elise continuously trying to poke me, and I'm like, yep, okay, that's fine. You poke me, I'll just farm. I don't mind. I'm going to go back now by myself, double Doran, some pots and a ward. Olaf still hasn't ganked me. I'm scared that he will try to gank me because I'm not doing very well in this lane, to be honest. But anyway, I turned 6, so I evolved W. Our lanes are doing moderately okay, not brilliant, but overall we're not feeling too bad. And now I'm going to start trying to go on her. Now that I've evolved W, so that it will proc passive, so she'll get slowed, she'll take extra damage due to taking a passive strike, and the AoE damage also. Now, primarily you max W because of these reasons, but also because it allows you to clear fast, which means initially, because you're trying to farm initially to get the items to do damage to their carry and kill him very quickly, it allows you to farm quickly, push, and split push. So that you can get gold for your big items like, say, a Bloodthirster, Black Cleaver. Those being 2 primary items, I feel, on a Kha'Zix. Some Kha'Zix players build a Marijuana, but I don't feel it's a very good item. And anyway, so, I decided I didn't like Elise, so I killed her. Now, normally that wouldn't have worked because I was constantly getting poked, but I went on her early rather than after she'd poked me. So I was at full health when it pretty much started, and then I killed her. Feeling pretty good with that, considering she's been a pain in the arse. She continues to be a pain in the arse. I couldn't go on her at this stage because of the amount of minions, and I was a plonker and decided I didn't need pots. Wishing I did buy pots now, but I've got W, so for the most part I'm not missing much farm. And then I'm sensing them all coming up top lane at this point. My team notified me that they probably were. Fine, okay, so I'll just back. I'll get myself a normal magic mantle, I'll just head back to lane. I know they're going to push the tower, then their minions are going to arrive, and I'm going to get the farm. Perfectly fine with that. Now, here I know Olaf is in the jungle. Not entirely certain where. I kind of want to go find out. I'm not sure if he's left at this point, but anyway, I jump onto Elise and then back off, knowing that Olaf is nearby, and then I go back to farming. Elise goes back at this point, she's solo, and she knows that I can kill her. Fine, I'm just going to try and split push, in the hope that I will catch her out when she decides that she'd rather go elsewhere. But now I'm going to go back, not overextend, get my Zimmerk treads, and cost of reaching level 11, I get my second evolution point, so I put that into my wings so that I can jump in, jump out. It also increases the range of the jump, which is very important, allowing me to jump into on top of the target, assassinate, and jump out. Very important for Kha'Zix because you don't normally feel very tanky. And then we know they're doing Drake here, so I'm going to try and perhaps stop them, see if I can get an opportunity to. And sadly, nope. Fine, okay. I just decided in the end then that I'm just going to wait here, see if I can catch somebody out. Olaf decides to go on me, fine, I'll hit him. Turret stuns, I then get ruptured, fine. And then this happens. Jump in, ignite. Q. Elise doesn't die from that, but then Oriana goes in, and then we kill Olaf. I go perhaps a little bit too deep, and yeah, then I get killed off by Cho'Gath. Kinda sucks, but overall we got, what, 2 kills? They got me? Fine, okay. Especially since one of those kills was on me. And then I'm gonna go back to farming. I'm gonna try and wait for Elise to push. But in the end, as I decided I'd rather just go off, fire off it, W, get a bit of farm, and fall back and get the farm when it arrives at a better, safer area for me. I know that Elise isn't missing, I don't know where she is, I'd rather not risk anything if possible. So, in the end, I instead just go off, help with blue buff, and then I wander around a little bit, see if I can catch her, but in the end, she's playing really safe, fine. Then I go on her, and then I realise just how much damage she's doing, so I kite her here, jump over the wall, run away, fine, she can't catch me. I then back off, come back to lane, and I try to jump on her, she's already back at full health, pain in the arse, flask OP, and her spider form, giving her lifesteal due to the spider ones. Fine, whatever, I'll just sit here and I'll farm. And then I'm going to go back, I'm going to get a BF sword towards my Bloodthirster so that I can start doing some nukages. I'm going to come back to lane, push it some more, see if I can get something going. And then I'm going to back off here, see if I can get her to come at me in a situation where I can kill her. And I keep poking her, it doesn't really do a lot to her, sadly. And then my Shen says that he's going to come up, so I bait her into a fight. Shen comes in, taunt, boom, and then she spiders, and I probably didn't need to do that. I think Ignite probably would have killed her, but in the end I decided best just to flash kill her, make sure she doesn't get away. Then I bait in Cho'Gath, nearly die to Ignite, and get away with the skin of my teeth. Pretty content with that. I've now got my Bloodthirster, my team's rushing Baron, I'm going to come along and make sure nothing happens, see if I can assassinate someone. Nope. So now with the Baron buff I just come here and I push as hard as I can, and then back, get Ruby Crystal towards my Black Cleaver, and head back to fighting. So, we know exactly what we want to do here. We're going to send Shen top lane to split push while we sit here and poke. We have Oriana poke, we have Ezreal poke, and we have my poke. So, I'm going to primarily do that, bait out the Olaf Ghost and ulti. I'm going to keep backing off so as to get my passive back, because the passive works on, if they can't see me, I gain the passive for my next W or auto attack. So, I'm going to primarily just sit here, push, and see if we can catch them out. In the meantime, Shen is continuing to push. They're not gaining anything by trying to defend this tower, because we are slowly killing it. And then eventually they decide they'd rather go off and kill Shen. But Shen backs off a bit, so they're not sure, and they try to back off, get farm, because they think they can hold this, but The poke is just so strong from our team, it's crazy. Olaf comes around, throws an axe. We then push in. Ezreal tries to ult the Zyra, misses sadly. And then we continue the push. I'm going to set off to the side here, keep firing W's. Constantly firing out the W's, constantly harassing, always having the passive up for each one. Gonna sit here, wait, and then we're gonna push in this tower because they decided to back and they didn't realise that we'd just push in for that. Fine, whatever. If they really don't care. So Baron buff's now worn off for us. I go back, I build my Black Cleaver. I'm gonna come back to the mid lane. I'm gonna farm a bit. Primarily playing it safe. I don't want to get caught out. Know that they're doing dragon. Can't really stop them. Our team's not really ready for it. Fine, okay. And then Taric nearly got caught but gets away due to Shurelia's. And then they're trying to push in now because we haven't got Baron anymore. And our Orianna's taking blue. So yeah, we're not feeling too good about this. But overall, we push them back. They can't continue the pushes because they don't have poke. And then they go on us. Olaf chases me down for absolutely no reason. Boom! Oh yes, Kha'Zix OP. All that nukages. He underestimated my damage pretty much. And I just blew him to smithereens. And then I'm going to set off to the side, get my passive going, and see for an opening. I jump in, we kill off the Zyra, I jump again, see if we can catch someone, but sadly I don't have any mana, so I can't do any form of heavy damage. So I'm going to back off now, and I'm going to build a Hex Drinker for a more of Mount Mortis, so that I can survive the AP damages. We then rush over here, make sure they're not going to sort of counter Baron after that. But in the end, they don't. They're trying to walk around. I keep poking them. They keep throwing this stuff around. There's a seed in here, so I go pop it. So they don't have the vision. Taric then gets caught, and it's like, oh shit. We know they're doing Baron because they're rushing over to it. And then I decide I want to W. I then E right on top of Graves because they all disappear from us. Boom! Orianna rules. And then I have a little argument, and then I jump out. Boom. Their entire team's like, what the fuck? And I jump back in. I die to the Zyra ult. But because of my play, because of me jumping onto Graves and nuking him, and then pretty much drawing their entire attention from Baron, we win the fight. And it was 4v5. And because we just blew their team up so quickly, they couldn't withstand the amount of damage that I was dishing out. And even though they pushed me out pretty much right after killing Graves, I came back in, pretty much blew up 2 more people, and then I did die. But they didn't gain a lot out of it because I come back. I don't have Baron buff sadly, but I'm just blowing smithereens at this point. And then we catch them out here, we have a little argument. And I chase down Graves, kill him. I then run around, jump onto Elise. I then have a little argument with Olaf, die sadly. But my team then pushes in for the win at this point. And it was GG. Well played on both sides, I feel. I thoroughly enjoyed playing Kha'Zix top lane. Although I had probably not the best lane I've had with Kha'Zix recently. I felt I did my best to survive my lane, and I did. And I didn't overextend too much, and we played it right. We turtled up when we should have, and we felt confident with our gameplay. We used our strengths to our advantage and didn't exploit our weaknesses too much. And we played well, and we really enjoyed it. Thank you for watching.